Pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to the
flag
flag
of
of the United
States
States of America,
to the
and
republic
to the republic for which it stands,
nation,
one nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I guess I'm doing roll call too.
There's actually a motion. Do you want me to read it because we don't have a board secretary right now because he's not coming in until 7?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so it's the same as the last meeting. It's recommended that the Board of Education appoint Mr. Adi Nikitinsky as the temporary board secretary for this meeting in accordance with NJSA 18A:16-1.1. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstentions? Recusals? Okay, Mr. Nikitinsky, it's all yours.
All right, we'll do a roll call. Ms. Belko? Bierman?
Yes.
Mr. Chiarella?
Here.
Mr. Paluri?
I'm here.
Ms. Siegel?
here.
Ms. Skirby?
Here.
And Mr. Tefano?
Here.
And Mr. Rutsky.
Mr. Rutsky? Yes.
I'm here.
Okay. Okay, we'll do the statement. In accordance with provision of New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, meeting law, the Monroe Township Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published and electronic notice provided by having the date, time, and place thereof posted April 2nd, 2021. At all schools on the district website, Home News Tribune, Cranberry Press, and filed with the clerk of municipality. Instructions for making a public comment. To make a public comment, please use the raise hand feature. When you're called on to speak during public forum, your microphone status will be set to unmute. Please do not attempt to unmute yourself, and this may cause your microphone to stay muted. When called upon, you'll be given the option to share your device camera with the rest of the panelists and attendees during your speaking time. If you choose to do this, simply click on the video camera icon. After you're unmuted, please state your name and address. Each statement made by participants shall be limited to 4 minutes duration or less in accordance with Board Bylaw 0167. After you're finished speaking, you'll be muted and your permission to share your camera will be disabled. Please turn off your raise hand feature. And then I guess we need a motion to go to closed session, right?
Yes.
Motion.
Second.
Second? Who's the second? Okay, do we need to do a roll call for that or no, right?
Don't we
No.
have to read the,
You have to read the statement, though, of what it is.
The closed
Of
session?
The closed session, yes, the closed session
Okay.
resolution.
Okay, be it resolved that Board of Education of Township Monroe hereby moves to go into closed session in accordance to the Sunshine Law, Chapter 231 of the Pursuant Laws of 1975, NJSA 10:4-6 to 10:4-21 to discuss the following subjects. Interviews for in-house counsel positions. Following closed session, action may be taken. Discussion conducted in closed session can be disclosed to the public at such time as needed for confidentiality no longer exists.
So motion.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call or no roll call, right?
I don't think you need a roll call. I think you just have to ask if everyone's in favor.
In favor? Everyone's in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we will be returning in at 7 o'clock to go back to the other board meeting. So that's for the public, okay?
Again, what is going on? We are back. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, we will be resuming for the public. We will be resuming the Board of Education meeting this evening. It is a special meeting for presentation of awards. We're very happy to have a happy meeting such as this. I would like to inform the public that on the agenda later on There is a closed session that said we would be going in for HIB, which is harassment, intimidation, and bullying. That has been removed from the agenda. So we will have a short closed session meeting to talk about in-house counsel. Otherwise, we will begin our presentations. Do we have our students here? Are they going to say anything this evening?
They're not here this evening.
Okay, so Dr. Alvick, would you like to take over and get us started?
Sure, I will start. Mr. Maraldo, I know you have a special Star Spangled Banner presentation to share. So I know we said the pledge earlier in the meeting, but I think this is another important piece.
While we're waiting for that, I'd just like to apologize to the public. My camera doesn't seem to be working this evening, but I am fully present and watching. Thank you. Mr. Maraldo, are you ready, or are we still? Here we go.
We're not able to hear the sound, Mr. Feldman.
We may have to go back to the beginning.
Yes.
Were you able to hear it at the end or no?
In and
Not
out
much.
at the end.
It's got to be, there's just too many people on here. I'll post it on the web within a few minutes and everyone can view it there if that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Mr. Maraldo, I'm going to give you a presentation rights so you can take over, all right?
Thank you, Elliot.
Mr. Maraldo, since we weren't able to see that, you want to just speak to that a little bit so we understand what that was?
Sure. Thank you, Ms. Arminio. A few months back, we were approached by a member of the community that had asked us if we were able to produce a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner over Zoom using our high school students, and our choral director, Mrs. Ariel Siegel, had already produced a piece. So we used it as an opportunity to take a look back at ways we can leverage some of the technological skills that we had acquired during the pandemic to really create a wonderful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner using our students. I will greatly encourage our members of the public, once we get it online, to listen to it, because not only is it a wonderful version of the song, but it is a nice way to take a look at some of the unforeseen benefits of the pandemic situation. So once that's up there, I encourage you all to go take a look at it.
Dr. Alvick, may I request that if we can't get it working this evening, that we start with it on our 26th meeting?
We can definitely try, but I think part of the issue is because there's so many people online tonight. That's the reason it's not working, because it was working earlier today when we were practicing.
Okay, maybe we can try to find another way to do that. But yes, I understand. I'm sorry,
Yep.
Mr. Moraldo, you may continue.
That's quite all right. And if it's okay with you, Dr. Alvick, I'll share my screen now.
Yep, that would be great. Thank you.
Apologies in advance. We do have a movie that we were planning on showing embedded in the presentation for the bowling team. So if that doesn't work, we'll also make sure that we post that at another location for parents and students to see.
Madam President, while he does that, Mr. Moraldo, there are some text messages coming in that there are students online watching this presentation. So please acknowledge them. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, hopefully there will be a lot of students online because that's who we're recognizing this evening.
Yeah, somebody made a statement that there was no students.
No, the question, Ms. Arminio asked the question, are the student board members on the panel this evening? And that was why I answered that they are not. It was the student board members.
I was going to open Mr. Polari. I maybe didn't make myself clear. I was going to open the presentation before and have the student board members speak first. And that's what Dr. Alvick was referring to. We are fully aware that this is there are many students at the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to begin this evening. So I want to say good evening to everyone, and I want to welcome our students, our families, and our staff to this evening's special Board of Education meeting. It's to recognize the accomplishments of our students and staff. And we're very proud of this presentation this evening as it recognizes the academic, athletic, and performing arts achievements of our students and staff. Thank you to all of the faculty advisors who have worked with our students and helped them to reach and exceed expectations. And congratulations to all of our students and staff being named this evening. They certainly make Monroe proud, as I'm sure you will see this evening. I'd also like to thank the administrators that worked with me to put this evening's presentation together. Dr. Lehman, Dr. Higgins, Ms. Chanley, Mr. Moraldo, Mr. Dowling, Ms. Druss, Dr. Colella, and Mr. Feldman. And you will definitely hear from all of them this evening. So without further ado, we'd like to begin. I think, Mr. Feldman, were we able to get Ms. Chanley on? Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Chanley to start with some of our middle school accolades.
I'm unmuted. I don't think my video is taken off, which is fine, but I am here. Hello, everyone.
You're there.
Okay. Oh, you could see me. I can't see you.
Ms. Chanley, welcome.
Well, thank you so much. I want to welcome everyone for a fantastic evening this evening. Ms. Arminio, as well as the rest of the Board of Education, Dr. Alvick, Dr. Lehman, I want to say thank you for allowing me to be here. It's truly a treat. I don't see what you see, but at this time, I do see my lovely school. So I do want to start off by saying I'm very proud that we're able to have an evening like this where we're going to recognize our students. This is probably a year for all, especially these students that they will, we hope, never experience again in a lifetime. We hope we can end on a positive note and think of all the wonderful things we have been able to accomplish in spite of the difficulties that we've all been facing as a community. So I'm very, very proud as a principal that wonderful things are still going on in the schools and fantastic things have gone on for this year as well as last year that perhaps weren't able to acknowledge like we would normally have done. That being said, our music program, which I would like to start off by acknowledging, in addition to many of the other wonderful programs in our schools, is just superior and it is spectacular. Every year I get to be very proud as a middle school principal who has the ability to stand tall because the children are so successful at so many different levels. And we are here this evening to acknowledge many of those children. And I'd like to start off by please having Mr. Snyder come forward so he could speak on the wonderful accomplishments of our students. Thank you so much.
Mr. Schneider, welcome.
Hello. So nice to see everyone. I'm not sure if you can see me, but I can see everyone. so
Same here.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So nice to see everyone. So We had several great things happening in our percussion program at the middle school this year. And before I get into that, I really would just like to thank our administration at the middle school, led by Mrs. Chanley, Mr. Higgins, Mr. Sidler, and Mrs. Smith. Their support of our percussion program through the years has just been absolutely fantastic. And all of the accomplishments that we achieved, we could not have done without them. And they always go above and beyond and the extra mile to make sure that these kids are scheduled together, which is no easy task, and are just so supportive of everything that we've done to really grow what is a world-class percussion program at the middle school. So we thank the administration. And our first thing we're going to talk about today is the Youth Orchestra of Central Jersey back in December had a solo competition, which is the first time they've done something like this because of the nature of the pandemic. They had a live solo competition on Zoom where middle and high school students came on and performed for 2 adjudicators and competed with 25 others per category in their particular instrument division. And we are very proud that in the middle school category, Mr. Rayan Bora won first place in the snare drum competition, competing against 25 students from central and northern New Jersey. And we are very proud of Rayan, who won that first place award. Rayan went on to record his solo, and he was featured in the winner's recital. So congratulations to Rayan.
That's wonderful. Yep.
Moving on. So normally around the winter time and springtime, the students are getting ready for region auditions, which is through NJMEA and CJMEA. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic this year, those were canceled, and we hope to resume them next year. So we needed to find a way to keep these students motivated throughout this process. And looking around the country, many other states happen to run into the same issue where these events were canceled all around. So I was fortunate enough to work with Pablo Riepi from the Juilliard Pre-College and different percussionists from several different states. And we all got together and said, we need to put together a replacement for the regions getting canceled. And what started out as an East Coast thing, just, from the East Coast, a couple states, all of a sudden blew up into an international percussion festival because it didn't stop here. Just more and more states were having things canceled. And then we said, just open it up to anyone. This led to the POTS International Percussion Festival, POTS Percussion on the Sound, which was a festival where students from all over the world could record pieces and be adjudicated by world-class clinicians and performing artists. I am so happy to say that Monroe was represented with 6 middle school students and 6 high school students in this prestigious event. You see many of our kids in the poster right there. Aside from being adjudicated in the competition aspect, these students were treated to an entire day of percussion on Zoom, and it was just an incredible experience, that one that we've never had before, and we would never think to even had before, but it really brought us together in the, as a community. The students were treated to a panel in the morning on music business, where 5 industry professionals talked to the kids about what it's like to be in the music industry and participated in an interactive session on that. In the afternoon, they were treated to a live masterclass by Joe Saylor. And if you don't know the name Joe Saylor, you might recognize him. He is the drummer for The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. And he provided an interactive masterclass for our students to watch and learn from. And then in the evening, Zhihai Zheng, professor of percussion at Vanderbilt University in Tennessee, one of the prominent percussion programs in the country, gave a live concert on Zoom for the participating students. So it was just such a great learning experience for all our kids to participate in. And they submitted tapes for competition on snare drum, drum set, and marimba, and in some cases, all 3. The competition led, like I said, it started as an East Coast thing. It led to students applying from Florida, Texas, Minneapolis, Chicago, California, all in the country. But then it expanded internationally to places like China, Greece, India, and many more. Students were all over the globe, and it was literally a worldwide event. So I'm very proud of the middle school students that participated in this festival, which are Rayon Bora, Eric Crowley, Preston Mazigla, Arav Narwal, Sai Takale, and Vikram Ranganath, all in 7th and 8th grade. So congratulations to them. And out of those students, we are very proud to announce that Arav Narwal received an award for the outstanding drum set performance in the middle school category, which was grades 6th through 8th. So congratulations to Arav, who won that award for his drum set video. And a congratulations to Preston Mazigla, who won 3rd place overall in the middle school division from grades 6 through 8. So such an awesome representation of our program. Could not be more proud of the kids. And for all the things, and yes, no one can wait to get back to normal more than I can, but this was something that I will always, always remember because it was put together because of the pandemic, really. So bravo to all our middle school percussion students that participated, and thank you again so much to Mrs. Chandley, the administration, Dr. Lehman, Dr. Alvik, and to all of you, the board members, and Mr. Maralda, of course, for all the support of percussion in Monroe.
Before Mr. Snyder leaves, may I just thank him for his innovation, his constant enthusiasm, and I think his efforts as a teacher that will be well remembered by all his students. I've seen the concern and compassion that he shows. So I thank him, and he puts Monroe on the map along with the talent of the children and certainly the parents who support their children in this regard. So the arts and music are alive and well in Monroe, and I think I speak for all the board members by thanking him for all the efforts he shows. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Arminio. We really appreciate your support and all of the board support. And when we get back in person, maybe you can come jam with us one time, play some drums with us. What do you think?
You'll have to teach me first. But
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I want to thank Mr. Snyder as well. Mr. Minio said it perfectly. I've been very, very fortunate to work for many years with Mr. Snyder, and he's incredible, along with the additional band teachers that get to work on the rotation schedule that Mr. Maraldo has made possible, along with everyone else's collaboration. So I want to say thank you, and it gets to make me, I'm just beyond proud. And for all the students out there, superb, fabulous, fantastic. I cannot say enough how impressed we all are regarding just rising to the occasion. Yep. So we can continue with all of this positivity and all of these wonderful things. Additionally, with another area, so in the areas of humanities, I'm very proud to announce Ms. Trust. Please speak on behalf of a few winners that we have in various different areas. We are very lucky. Once again, it is not at the same extent that we would normally have a number of children placing in very different areas, unfortunately, because we were limited in what we could do. So we did try and do whatever we could. So Ms. Trust.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
As social studies supervisor, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next two students. Both of these students are highly accomplished in the areas of the humanities. Despite all of the challenges that last year presented, these students continued to strive for excellence by participating in very highly competitive nationwide academic contests. And as you are going to see, they had amazing results. Our first student is Neil Catharia. He is our national champion for the 6th grade in both the National Humanities B and the United States Academic B. Our next student is Shubham Kumar. He is our grand champion for the 6th grade level in the IAC International Geography B. This is a tremendous accomplishment for these students, and we as the Falcon community could not be more proud of these students, and we wish them nothing but continued success in their pursuit of the area of the humanities.
Thank you so much, Ms. Strust. We are very fortunate that we've had these children ranked so high nationwide beyond the state level regarding the area of humanities. We must always remember that along with STEM and technology and the sciences and of course music, we have to remember our language arts literacy as well as our humanities area of social studies and geography and so forth. So I get to just be proud all the way around. And I want to say thank you. And at this time, before I turn it over to Dr. Higgins, I'd like to just let everyone know that we appreciate you. I want to thank the audience for those people that are able to join us this evening. And once again, I want to thank the Board of Education, Ms. Arminio, our president, Dr. Lehman, Dr. Alvick, our superintendent, just fantastic and fabulous support considering what we have to go through this year. We're very, very fortunate that we have a fabulous community. So I want to say thank you. And at this time, we now have Dr. Higgins, who is our principal, of course, of Monroe Township High School.
And before that, I want to make sure we thank each and every student that has succeeded in these wonderful competitions, and thank their parents and the teachers who advise them and care for them. And congratulations to the two students. Very proud and very important accomplishments. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chanley. I echo your sentiments about how proud I am to be the principal at Monroe Township High School with all of the accomplishments by our students and our staff. Thank you, Dr. Alvick, Dr. Lehman, Mr. Gorski. Thank you, Ms. Arminio, Mr. Nikitinsky, and the members of the Board of Education. I just want to start out by saying how amazed I am with all of our students. Tonight, there is a small representation of our student body. However, each and every one of our students has done something remarkable this year. And I think this is a great night to recognize some of our students, but I think it's very important that we can continue to recognize all of our students and the small accomplishments that they have made throughout the year. What is presented here tonight are the students and staff who have accomplished levels in academics, athletics, and the arts. These students and the staff members prove that anything is possible, no matter what the odds. We're going to start with some of our athletic accomplishments, and at this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Sean Dowling, our athletic director at the high school, to do some early athletic presentations.
Welcome, Mr. Dowling.
Good evening, everyone. Again, thank you to the Board of Education, Dr. Alvick, Dr. Lehman, Dr. Higgins, and my fellow administrative family for being so welcoming to me and facilitating this wonderful evening. It truly is a great night to be a Falcon. So our National Girls, Women in Sports Day recipient, Nina Branchizio, is a wonderful young lady that I've gotten to meet and watch. National Girls and Women in Sports Day is an annual day of observance held during the first week in February to acknowledge the accomplishment of female athletes, recognize the influence of sports participation for women and girls, and honor the progress and continuing struggle for equality for women in sports. So with that, to get a little more great information on Nina, I'm hoping that we can unmute Coach Folkman to speak on her behalf.
Can everybody hear me? All right, cool. Hi, thank you so much for inviting myself and Nina and our team to join tonight's meeting. So proud of Nina Branchizio for being the recipient of this year's National Women and Girls in Sports Award. She is undoubtedly deserving of this award. Nina is such a dedicated athlete to both of her sports. She is a cross-country athlete as well as basketball, and she has just an excellent work ethic in the classroom and out of the classroom. Her success in both sports is just a product of her dedication in every aspect of her life. She had a great 4 years at Monroe, and I am so proud that I was able to be a part of it as her coach. She is TCNJ bound, where she'll study speech pathology and play NCAA basketball for the Lions. So I'm definitely excited to follow her career. Congrats, Nina.
Congratulations, Nina.
Wonderful. The next we have a video presentation from in regards to our wonderful boys and girls bowling team. If it doesn't work, I certainly can read what the coaches have to say, Mr. Moralda. Thank you. So again, I guess I will pick it up for the group in regards to the video, since I guess we have a well-attended meeting. So that was Coach Casarella, and she states, "Good evening. Tonight we'd like to honor the MTHS girls bowling team for their season's Pod 2 championship. The girls bowling team was seeded 5th overall and won their first match against JFK Memorial to advance to the final round, where they beat by only 2 pins Woodbridge. We'd like to recognize team captain Heather Casper, team captain Kaylee Craver, Krisha Mohan, Isha Suretia, excuse me if I mispronounced that, Emma Richardson, Amisha Dewan, Priyanka Yadala, and Danielle Youssef. In addition, we would like to recognize senior Heather Casper and sophomore Priyanka Yadala for making the GMC All-Girls All-Division team for the 2021 season. Congratulations to the girls." Our next slide is for our boys team, and this is from Coach Guerrera. Tonight, we'd like to honor our MTHS boys bowling team for this season's Pod 2 championship. The boys bowling team was originally seeded 6th overall and won their first match against St. Thomas Aquinas to advance to the final round, where they beat Middlesex. We'd like to recognize team captain Jacob Chin, team captain Doug Hovan, CJ Folgore, Anthony Riccadella, Raymond Stasicki, Chase Tomlinson, Jordan Vizaki, Arjun Yadala, and Rohan Yadala. In addition, we'd like to recognize junior CJ Folgore for making the GMC Boys All-Division team for the 2021 season, and Anthony Riccadella for bowling a perfect 300 earlier in the season. Congratulations to our boys bowling team.
Mr. Dowling, before you go beyond the bowling team, since I'm trying to acknowledge everybody, I just want to thank and congratulate both teams, boys and girls, and congratulate all the teachers and the parents, and excellent on the perfect score. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Arminio.
Thank you, Mr. Dowling. Thank you, Ms. Arminio. We will get back to some athletics in a few minutes. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Joe Colella, one of the vice principals at Monroe Township High School, who is an administrator overseeing our after-school activities, or our activities for some academic recognition for our students.
Thank you, Dr. Higgins. Good evening, everyone in the Monroe Township school community. I'm very honored to be here tonight. We're going to start with FBLA. Following awards for the MTHS chapter of the FBLA all result from the regional competitive events that were held back in December. Of its 183 members, the MTHS FBLA chapter had 112 members place and advance to the next level of competition, the State Leadership Conference. The FBLA is advised by Ms. Deanna Dale, an MTHS business teacher. I want to apologize in advance if I mispronounce anyone's name. So first place in journalism went to Navriti Agnaram. Second place for first place for introduction to event planning went to the team consisting of Vanshika Vengad, Samya Gupta, Jyothi Vivekananda. Next, first place to introduction to FBLA went to Vanya Chawla. First place for word processing went to Jason Chin. First place for business calculations went to Haritha Etukuro. First place for parliamentary procedure went to the team consisting of Prayan Good, Kabir Saxena, and Sagar Varma. First place team that won the Battle of the Chapters went to Thamei Kavori, Maheen Khan, and Drew Vadia. First place for Introduction to Information Technology went to Shivank Latapali. Database Design and Applications, first place, Anesh Mande. The team comprised of Ruchitka Maskar and Harina Rajadeva won the Management Decision-Making category. Help Desk, first place, Trisha Makund. The team consisting of Trisha Pathar, Sia Relly, Ashta Shah won first place for network design. Finally, for FBLA, first place for management information systems went to Ishan Bhagani. So that was FBL. Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish.
That was the FBLA portion. Our next group of students that we would like to recognize make up the MTHS academic team. The academic team did something this year never before accomplished at MTHS. Its members placed first out of 117 schools nationwide in the Questions Unlimited online 3-2-1 fall competition. The team is set to compete in the Question Unlimited National High School Academic Challenge in June. Its advisors are Miss Jessica Farantelli, social studies teacher, and Miss Amanda McCormick, language arts teacher. The team consists of Hiba Sadiqui, Ahmet Ganika, Ayushi Kumar, Bianca Korani, Chris Jason, Emily Bai, Parth Tripathi, Kenneth Sikat, Melissa Shuan, Obi Ahmed, Piali Mittel, Rushi Caps, Sarah Benedicto, Savika Lanka, Shoaib Sarafundan, Sira Harish, Shanga Thalpreg, Tej Valaga, Yuzar Ranar, Yashwant Mapedi, Niharika Kakanuro, Srivatsan Srinvas, Arnav Vyas, and Rose Air. The next group of students, and again, I want to really echo what Dr. Higgins said earlier. These are just three groups of clubs that we have here at the school. We have over 60, and everyone has done such great things. And, you know, I know Dr. Lehman has been sharing some of those things during his presentation, but there really isn't enough. There's pages and pages of things that, you know, that these kids do. And this is just a small sampling. I'm very proud of them all. All right, so I'll move on to DECA. Following students we'd like to recognize belong to the MTHS chapter of DECA, which is advised by Ms. Alana Sied, a business teacher at MTHS. These students competed in the NJ DECA State Conference and all qualified to compete in the upcoming international competition, where they will face teams from all 50 states and 8 foreign countries. So 7th place in the NJ National Qualifiers in the Business Law and Ethics category went to Manisha Katapia and Shiba Sony. That was the team that won, that got 7th place in that particular category. The team consisting of Audrey Chen and Navia Sharma placed 7 in the entrepreneurship category. Fifth place in the integrated marketing category went to the team consisting of Anurag Namala and Ishan Salazar. Next, 3rd place in financial consulting went to Shaurya Kandala. Third place for principles of finance went to Anshul Chandalia. Finally, and I think this one is really cool, we'd like to recognize Prem Jani for being elected as the NJ DECA 2021-2022 state president. He'll be a member of the Team 61 who will lead New Jersey DECA during the 21-22 school year and at the 2021 DECA International Conference this year, which will be held virtually, as well as the DECA International Conference in 2022, which is set to be held in Atlanta, Georgia. Again, I'd like to congratulate all of the students and their advisors. Thank you very much for having me, and have a great evening.
I would just like to say, again, on behalf of the board, you know, if we were in person, we would be clapping for each and every one of the categories and the groups. I waited till the end. I hope that's okay with the students, but we are very proud and we recognize each and every one of you individually. And of course, as a group, we thank you for your talents and your activity and all of the wonderful. I'm lost for words. Just wonderful accomplishments all around. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Arminio. We appreciate it. We know our students appreciate it as well. At this time, I would like to reintroduce Mr. Yael Schneider to present the students from the high school for his category.
Hello again. I'm not sure if you could, I can still see all of you. I'm not sure if you can see me. I'm not sure if my video is on or not, but thank you. And you heard a few minutes ago me talk about the POTS Festival and online international competition for the middle school. We also had 6 high schoolers that participated in this festival too, and just the level of competition was just absolutely like I could never imagine before, through the roof. So we are so proud of the students for what they have accomplished. And our 6 students from the high school are Joshua Fabricant, Rebecca Phillip, Priyanka Ranganath, Jaden Liu, Michael Prooster, and Tanvi Shah. They really threw their hat into the ring and did just an absolutely outstanding job. And I just couldn't be more proud of all of them for their efforts in not only competing in something like this, but just learning how to operate all the technology, the tech equipment, recording their videos and the hours they spent on that. So bravo to all the students. And my huge thanks to Mr. Maralda and the high school administration, because this whole thing is a work in progress for students to be able to take part in something like this. For many years, it was many years in the making, our vertical teaching system in Monroe, which is modeled after the Texas schools, has gotten to a point where now at the high school, there are 2 percussion ensemble classes. There is percussion ensemble and now an honors percussion ensemble class, which is, like I said, many years in the making for students. And this was the first year that has happened. And it's an honor to co-teach those classes with Mr. Marty Griffin. So thank you to all the administration, and we hope to just keep pushing ahead here. So thank you.
Mr. Schneider, again, I won't go through the whole thing, but to the students, I echo my earlier statements. The board is very proud and grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schneider and Mr. Maralda, for your leadership in that role. And I will introduce you now to introduce the students on the next couple of slides, please. Mr. Maralda.
Thank you, Dr. Higgins, and thank you, Madam Board President, Dr. Alvick, and Dr. Lehman, and of course, our members of the public, our students and staff in attendance. So we've talked a lot about different things, particularly in the performing arts tonight through Mr. Snyder, and we have been, it's to no surprise that we have had students achieve excellence and despite or in spite of the situation here with the COVID-19 pandemic. In the music world, much like athletics, there are certain accomplishments and accolades students can win in a competitive environment. And we do have all state and region, much like we do in athletics, but we also have recognitions that extends beyond all state, which in music world is called All Eastern. And in 2021, we had 2 members of our instrumental music program be named to the NAFME, National Association for Music Education All Eastern Conference, which means not only were they recognized as being the best in the state, but they were recognized as being the best in the Northeast. And this year, and I'm going to hide the screen so everyone can see Josh. This year we had 2 students, Matt Cipriaso on clarinet and Josh Fabricant on percussion, be named to this extremely prestigious and incredibly competitive designation at the NAFME All Eastern Conference. So congratulations to those 2 students. And Mr. Snyder, I don't know if you're still there. If I'm not mistaken, this might be Mr. Fabricant's 2nd trip to the conference, because I believe we attended as an ensemble 2 years ago. So congratulations to Matt and Josh. On the other side of our performing arts hallway, we had 3 chorus students get selected to the NAFME All Eastern Conference. So our chorus program tried to one-up our band program by sending 3 this year. And this is an incredible accomplishment, particularly because of the situation. Learning the performing arts over the computer, whether it's band or chorus, is not an easy thing to do. It's hard enough to sing or perform in person in front of your peers, let alone into a computer with much like I'm doing right now when you can't see who else is looking at you. It is a very nerve-wracking and incredibly brave thing to do, let alone for a high school student to do. And not only have these 3 students done that, but they've done that at a level that is so far beyond their peers regionally, at the state level, and now at the national level. Caitlin Russell, Justin Siachi, and Caitlin Visaki, under the direction of Mrs. Ariel Siegel, these 3 students in the vocal arts have continued their dominance across New Jersey. And they are 3 of 5 students here at the Monroe Township High School that will be representing our district at this very prestigious conference. So congratulations to Caitlin, Justin, and Caitlin. And then finally, well, not finally, but with regards to performing arts, we've talked a lot about the students, but I think it's time we spend a very brief moment talking about the teachers. If there was a Mount Rushmore in New Jersey for performing arts, Monroe would at minimum have 2 teachers planted firmly on that mountain, and that would be Mrs. Ariel Siegel and Mr. Yale Snyder. And even before COVID, these 2 individuals were regarded as the best in the business, not only in New Jersey, but beyond. So it might come as no surprise to you that when the pandemic hit and the entire world of performing arts was trying to figure out what to do, the first 2 people that they called were Mrs. Siegel and Mr. Snyder, and they're obviously in high demand for their advice, their expertise, and their ability to teach and transcend all conditions, all environmental challenges that may come in their face. Mrs. Siegel was personally asked to speak on low-tech rehearsal and performance solutions, speaking directly to how to succeed during a pandemic by the New Jersey Association of, American Director Choral Association's annual conference this past spring, where she presented and basically taught the entire state how to run a choral program over the computer. Mr. Snyder is no stranger to presenting at a national stage. He once again was invited to come back to the NAFME All Eastern Conference to share his expertise. Hopefully, he didn't share too much because we want to maintain our competitive advantage. But I mean, I think that speaks to itself. The fact that not only are students beating down the doors to partake in these programs, but also the teachers throughout the country and the state are beating down Monroe's doors to get a piece of what we have to offer. And I think by just listening to Mr. Snyder's voice when he presents and talks about his students and his programs, there's no mystery why he is just so dominant at what he does. And the same goes for Mrs. Siegel, who unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight. But I think it is very important to understand what an incredible honor it is to be asked by the teachers in this country and New Jersey, which is considered the #1 state for education in the country, that they're calling Monroe and asking for 2 of our teachers to give them advice. And it is absolutely worthy of recognition, and I'm very proud and humbled by them. And I learn from them every day as a business teacher about what it takes to be a successful performing arts supervisor. And I am grateful as an administrator for them. And they make my job very easy. So congratulations to Mrs. Siegel and Mr. Snyder for being named as professional development exemplars in the area of the performing arts.
Mr. Moraldo, again, thank you very much to Ms. Siegel and Mr. Schneider. And before that, to the group of students who so well performed. So we thank them and we applaud them. And again, silent applause, but very grateful for their efforts. And congratulations to our 2 teachers. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Throw it back to Dr. Higgins.
Thank you, Mr. Moraldo. Appreciate it. Thank you for your presentation, and thank you for the leadership of our staff and the performance of our teachers. The next award is going to, or the next recognition is going to students that I think have probably waited the longest to be recognized. These students are going to be recognized for their efforts from the end of the year last year, and their recognition got caught up in the COVID world. And I think it's about time that we recognize them for their efforts. They are the recipients of the Henry Rickless Holocaust Memorial Essay Contest. For those of you that know, the Henry Rickless Holocaust Memorial Committee is an organization made up of volunteers. It is also made up of Holocaust survivors. The committee sends works with Holocaust survivors to visit local high schools where survivors get a chance to present their story or tell their story to the children. And this is an event that occurs at Monroe Township High School every year. It has not occurred this year, but up till this year, it has occurred every year. And if anybody knows what the high school assembly is like, some can be very tense for the staff if the high school, if the assembly or the presentation is not very good. But I can tell you every year when the group of Holocaust survivors come to Monroe, you can hear a pin drop in the Performing Arts Center when they're telling their story. We enjoy having them come to our school every year and present their stories to us, and then they give back to the students through a scholarship, memorial scholarship. They are given a prompt to write an essay, and the students that write the best essays are selected for this award. And the students that received this award last year, AveryEgyard, Alessia Gambali, Kristen Gachalian, Ava Gilliland, Jaya Joshi, Kylie Moy, Emily Rosen, Ashley Sway, and Catherine Williams. We congratulate you on your accomplishments. Mr. DeFilippis, who is our social studies teacher, was unable to attend tonight, and Mr. Rothman, who is the representative from the Henry Rickless Holocaust Memorial committee was not able to be here tonight, so they send their congratulations. These students will be receiving their award soon in person at the high school, and they will be made aware of that time when they can do that. So I just wanted to say congratulations on behalf of that committee, on behalf of the school. And to finish up our night, we are going to go back to athletics for some more recognition. Go ahead,
Mr.
Ms.
Higgins?
Yes.
Yeah. Again, I would like to thank them. The Henry Rickolas Holocaust Memorial Essay and the folks who support it are extraordinary people. We truly appreciate the group, Mr. Rothman, and those involved in it. And the students come up with the most beautiful and moving speeches or written word. And perhaps maybe in the future we can hear some of them or post them if they're willing to, because they're very informative, and certainly in the climate that we have in our society these days, it may be really well worthwhile to hear how our students perceive this sort of thing. So thank you and congratulations to all the students.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Arminio. And as you know, in the past, Mr. Rothman has attended our Board of Education meetings to present these essays and these students to the Board of Education. We're very saddened, obviously, that we could not do that this year.
Yep, but we appreciate all the beauty of their words.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Without further ado, I will introduce once again our athletic director, Mr. Sean Dowling.
Thank you, Dr. Higgins. So our head boys basketball coach unfortunately couldn't be here, Coach Jeff Warner. So I will introduce Chris Koborowski. He is an outstanding student athlete who excels both on and off the court. Kobe, as he goes by, is a quiet leader who leads by example. And some of his accomplishments, he's a 3-year varsity letter winner. He's a 2-year varsity starter. He averaged 15 points as a junior and 18 points and 7 rebounds as a senior. Kobe, and listen, you got to be a good basketball player when you're nicknamed Kobe. Led his team to a pod championship. His dunk at the end of the game was the icing on the cake to a wonderful basketball season. Kobe was recognized as a first-team All-Red Division athlete, and he's hasn't decided on a school yet, but he will be. He's planning on playing basketball on the Division II or Division III level. So congratulations to Chris Koborowski. And now I'd like to recognize our girls basketball team and bring back Coach Volkman to talk about her girls basketball team.
All right, hello again. And again, thank you for our invitation and recognition at tonight's meeting. Just to speak a little bit about our girls basketball team. First and foremost, this team was led by our 3 senior captains, Nina Branchizio, Rosie Regan, Joanna Gastino. All 3 players played such an integral role to our team's success. They led from both a statistical and leadership standpoint, and all 3 girls earned GMC honors, which you'll see once we get to the next slide. Our team, was very fortunate to have been able to play this season. We never forgot that. And that's pretty much how we approached all our practices and all our games throughout the year. And then to have success on top of having a season just made everything that much better. I'm super proud of these girls. 13-1, GMC pod champs with a big win over St. Thomas Aquinas. Really couldn't have asked for anything more. Just want to say thank you to all the support we received all season from everybody at the high school and on the board level. Being able to have these games streamed live was just such a bonus, and definitely very heartfelt throughout the community. And it was really great that everybody could still be involved in the games, even though they weren't able to be in-person spectators, not until the end at least. So thank you very much for that. And congrats to the girls and everyone else being recognized this evening. And those are our three seniors. Joanna Gastino, second team All Red Division. Rosie Regan, first team All Red Division. And Nita Branchizio, first team All Red Division honors as well as All Conference.
Coach Volkman, thank you very much. Winning is a pleasant byproduct of what we're striving to do here in Falcon Athletics. We are committed to teaching education-based athletics, which are really a fancy phrase for all the core values that have been instilled in our student athletes. Our coaching staff tries to reinforce those through teaching our sports. And no one deserves better recognition than Coach Volkman, this year's Greater Middlesex Conference Coach of the Year, not only for the Red Division, but the entire county as well. So we're really proud of Coach Volkman. She led her squad to a COVID-free 13-1 record. So her team was never quarantined this whole season, which is a victory in itself. So maybe she should be 14-1. And the Samochi Pod Championship, as she mentioned. This pod consisted of the 4 best teams in the county in lieu of we didn't have a full county tournament, but the girls did a wonderful job. And Coach Volkman is not only an outstanding physical educator here at MTHS, but Coach Volkman is a transformational coach who champions education-based athletics. So very excited and want to congratulate Coach Volkman on being named Coach of the Year in the GMC. So congrats. Okay, next up we have our state champion boys soccer team. And Coach McKenzie, unfortunately, could not be with us tonight. He sends his regards and his thanks for recognizing his program and his student athletes this evening. So I'm going to read off some of the things that he said. First and foremost, the boys finished with a 14-0-1 record, the first undefeated season for any sport in school history. The boys defeated Elizabeth 3-2 in the state sectional final as senior Zach Martino scored the game winner in overtime. They completed the year ranked number 1 in the conference, number 5 in the state, and the number 2 public school in the state, which was quite an accomplishment. As you can see the names here, Daniel Tanzi, Cesar Mascaratolo, Nicole Tangella, Logan Taylor, Jaden Liu, Jose Navarro Tapia, Zachary Martino, Amir Othman, Jonah Diaz, Pratham Mahesh, Jared Kresnov, Josh Cruz, Christian Burnell, David Mariello, Paul Gretzig, Mark Ledzinski, Tabi Essa, Joshua Fabricant, Ishan Bansal, Nate Lipton, Edwin Vera, Diego Galindo, Stephen Stern, Malik Waba, Alec Mancinelli, Kareem Othman, Justin Oliveri, and Justin Graham. And I apologize if I mispronounced the name in there. Your captains were Christian Burnell, Paul Gretzig, Jonah Diaz, and Josh Cruz. All division, lots of recognition for a state championship group. All division was Christian Burnell, Josh Cruz, Jonah Diaz, Paul Gretzig, Tabi Essa, Zach Martino, and Coach McKenzie was Coach of the Year for the division. All conference players were Christian Burnell, Player of the Year by the coaches, elected by the coaches, Josh Cruz, Player of the Year by NJ Advanced Media, Jonah Diaz, and again, all conference Coach of the Year was Coach McKenzie. All state recognitions, Christian Burnell, first team, Josh Cruz, first team, Jonah Diaz, third team, and Central Jersey Coach of the Year was Steve McKenzie. We had a regional All-American in Christian Bernal. Very exciting. And then moving on to playing on the next level, I'd like to recognize Christian Bernal. He's deciding between Monmouth, St. John's, and Montclair. Jonah Diaz is going to take his talents to Rutgers Newark, and Tabby Essa is going to Kane University. What a wonderful accomplishment by our boys varsity soccer team. So congratulations to everyone. And once again, thank you for a wonderful evening and the opportunity to celebrate all the wonderful accomplishments. I'm new here, 3 months, and I'm just overwhelmed. This is a wonderful evening. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dowling. And I know that you mentioned it when you were talking about Kobe. I think we may have dropped the slide there, but the boys basketball did win their pod championship, I believe, as well, correct? So I apologize that if we missed that slide in transition. You did speak to that when you were talking about Kobe, so congratulations to all of our sports teams. It was a remarkable year for those sports teams: soccer, boys basketball, girls basketball, both of our bowling teams, boys and girls, winning their respective championships in their pods and in their divisions and state championships. So congratulations to them. And that concludes our presentation for the night for the high school. I would like to reiterate the fact that, this is just a small sample size of the amazing things that our students are doing at the high school. And all of our students are doing amazing things every day inside and out of the classroom. And this is just a small representation and the little recognition that we can give to the amazing things that they're doing. So thank you for that opportunity, Mr. Minio, Board of Education. We really appreciate it.
Okay, Mr. Higgins, thank you. I would like to say, since I've recognized everyone, all of the Falcon athletes, congratulations for winning, for just being a part of the sports teams, and for all your accomplishments in this very tough year. So congratulations, and to all of the coaches and all of the captains of the teams. So kudos to you. We're all clapping for you, and we're very happy. And we're grateful that you are participants in Monroe Athletics. I hope I recognized all of the groups, and thank you, Mr. Higgins, and all of our supervisors and principals for doing such a good job and hanging in there with our children. Dr. Alvick?
Yeah, that concludes our presentation. We were very excited to share all of these accomplishments with you. And we hope to do another one before the end of the school year with even more of our amazing students and staff. So thank you for giving us the chance to do that this evening.
May I just open it up quickly to the other board members? I'm sure everyone would like to congratulate. So briefly, if we can congratulate, or if you'd like to say something to our athletes, students, our academics, and all around. So just raise your hand. Ms. Belko, please.
Yeah, I just want to wish congratulations to everyone. Having had students come through the school, I know the hard work and the effort that goes into it on both the student side and the teacher side, as well as administration. So great job, everybody. I'm proud to be a Monroe parent and proud to be a member of the Monroe Board of Education. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Belko. Anyone else? Ms. Siegel.
Good evening. So I want to echo Ms. Belko, but I want to say I'm so proud of the students. It takes a lot of flexibility, resilience, despite the pandemic, to achieve all that you've achieved. I think it's just amazing. And, you've had a great support system. I know the parents have done a lot to support. It was so challenging when you look back at a year and how much we've accomplished as a school district. It's just amazing. So I congratulate all the students, all the teachers, all the staff, everyone for all your efforts to be able to see all these outstanding achievements today, all around.
Thank you. Next, anyone? Mr. Rutsky, unmute.
Thank
There
you,
go.
President Arminio. I just want to say what a beautiful blend of academics and athletics sort of merged into one celebratory night. And just congratulations to everybody that was mentioned and everybody that participated, both students, teachers, coaches, administration. Just excellent job. Well done. Given the circumstances, I think a year to remember. So congratulations to everybody.
Thank you. Mr. Polori.
Thank you, Ms. Arminio. Just want to congratulate just all the teachers and students. Mr. Snyder is a household name in the Poluri residence. Both my girls have gone through. And as I was looking at all the list of athletes and some of the accomplishments academically that were accomplished by some of our students, these are the kids actually grew up right in front of our eyes. And it's glad to see them achieve higher heights every step of the way and seek excellence. And this is a great news for Monroe Township. Extremely pleased and proud to be a part of the Board of Education right now. And I wish them all the success in the future as they continue their journey into schools. And I'm glad to hear that most of the athletes are staying within state and not going away. That's another positive thing. So congratulations. And to all the teachers, great job and keep up your good work. Thank you.
Anyone? Ms. Skirby, please.
Yes, hi. I just would like to reiterate what everybody's saying. Congratulations to all the students, the staff, the athletes. I think it's a testament of what our school district is all about, achieving such high levels and pushing forward in such untrying times. So congratulations to everybody. And I think this is just a wonderful evening. Thank you, Ms. Arminio. Thank you, Dr. Alvick, for putting this together to highlight our student achievements, because I think it's important for them to know that how much they really are valued and appreciated here, and how much we think that, you know, the world of what they've done and how they represent our school district. So congratulations to all.
Thank you. I do think recognition is important to the administration, the staff, the coaches. It must have been, you know, in this pandemic, sort of a nightmare in order to coordinate everything and make sure our students stayed safe. And again, thank you for all the adults, but certainly all of our students. Anyone else? Yes, Karen Bierman.
Hi, I know that was just a small sampling of what happens in the district, and I'm proud to witness it and be a part of it. And I know it's sort of been back burner for the last year, but it's nice to see it brought to the forefront tonight, and hopefully we'll get to see some more of that moving forward. Thanks.
It's especially nice to devote the evening specifically to our students. I think it's special. We might want to continue it along these lines because it really is about them. I mean, everything we do and all of our exhaustive meetings, business meetings, it's really about the students. So for a special meeting like this to be solely about the students, I think is something we might want to continue. Anyone else before we open it to the public? Our public forum is next. Okay, I think then the next order of business is the public forum. Have we read, what, go ahead. Someone speaking? No?
Mr. Nicotinsky did read the public forum statement at the beginning.
Okay, so we are prepared. Is Mr. Feldman handling?
Yes.
Public? Okay, Mr. Feldman, if you are ready, we are too.
Madam Board President, at this time, I do not see anyone with their hand raised.
Okay. Let's wait a minute. Do you want to put the, since we're having such difficulty with the videos and everything, just put the phone number up for a few minutes, and if we don't have anyone, we will move on.
Sure, just give me one second.
Yep. I don't know if that's up yet, Mr. Feldman. If not, we will see if anyone's hand's up and then move on.
Sure, I'll have it up in a sec, but Prakash Parab does want to speak.
Okay, so let him speak and then put that up in the interim. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
We certainly can, Mr. Parab. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Such a nice event, you know. I sat relaxed and watched the students. They have done a great job at state and national level and regional level. So congratulations to the students and the parents and the teachers and the staff, BOE and the district. So such a pleasant and look forward to have this special event very often. Thank you very much.
Anyone else, Mr. Feldman?
No, but Madam Board President, not at the moment, but I'm just about to share the phone number and then we
Okay.
can give it a few seconds.
Okay. Yep, 30 seconds will do.
Is it showing properly on the screen?
It is not on my screen, no.
Okay. Try one more.
There we go. Just very briefly, if anyone wants to call in, if they're having technical difficulties, the number is 408-418-9388. The access code is 129-237-0151. Don't think we'll be getting any. But as important as participation is for our students, so is for the public. But seeing none, then, Mr. Feldman, we're done. There are no other hands raised.
Correct. There are no other hands raised at the moment.
Okay. So I think we will move into closed session. That is our next on the agenda. And I will read that. Everyone ready to do that? I'm sorry, Dr. Alvick. Anyone? I hear a voice. So is someone trying to reach me? Mr. Gorski, are you reading it or shall I?
You're welcome to read it. I'll take
Okay.
the minutes.
Okay. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Township of Monroe hereby moves into closed session in accordance with the Sunshine Law, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, NJSA 10:4-6 through 10:4-21 to discuss the following subject. As mentioned earlier, our HIB, harassment, intimidation, and bullying has been removed from tonight's agenda. We will speak briefly about our interviews with in-house counsel applicants and candidates. No action will be taken this evening, so I suspect we'll have a 20-minute, no longer conversation. Does that make sense to everyone? Looks right. Do I have a motion to go into closed session, please?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, Ms. Skirby and then Mr. Tofano. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed or no? Okay, so we will, just for members of the public, we will be leaving this and coming back in about 20 minutes, maybe sooner.
Michelle,
Yes.
is it the same link that we used earlier?
Yes, Dr. Alvick, right? We go to the.
Yes, same link as earlier.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's hope that works for me. All right, thank you. Back into the meeting, and there is on this agenda a public forum for closed session. However, there's no action to be taken. Mr. Feldman, is there anyone raise their hand? Mr. Feldman?
There's no, there's only 9 attendees in the
Okay,
audience,
and
and I do not see any hands raised.
Okay, so seeing none, we will close the public forum. The next scheduled Board of Education meeting is April 26th, 2021. I want to thank everyone's participation tonight, including our parents, staff, board members, and is there a motion to close the agenda?
Motion.
Adjourn.
Motion.
Thank you. Okay, we have Pete and then Katie. Was that you?
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Nicotinsky, do you have that? Have you registered that, Mr. Nicotinsky? You're the secretary at
Yes,
this point.
I got
Okay.
it.
So, okay, we are adjourned. Thank you all.